Welcome to CNN News 18 with me, Ayushman Singh Jamba. Ladies and gentlemen, the centre has filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court opposing same-sex marriage. The centre cited Indian culture and said petitioners cannot claim the right to same-sex marriage even after the decriminalization of homosexuality, which took place in 2018. The centre also told the Supreme Court that same-sex relationships and heterosexual relationships are clearly distinct classes and cannot be treated identically. So that is the pitch coming in from the centre. Remember, in 2017, the Supreme Court strengthened the right to privacy and also recognized sexual orientation as an essential attribute of an individual's privacy and dignity. So the legal tussle over same-sex marriage will only continue in the top court, and now it has put the focus directly on the reverberations of what we saw in 2018, where the Supreme Court decriminalized homosexual sex, overturning a British colonial-era law and expanded constitutional rights for LGBTQ people. Now the push has emerged for same-sex marriage. And why this is coming in now is also because in 2022, the Apex Court instituted protections for what it called atypical families. It's a broad category that includes single parents, blended families, or kinship relationships and same-sex couples. The court said that such non-traditional manifestations of families are equally deserving of benefits under various social welfare legislation. So if you will, the path has been set for this entire push for same-sex marriage, and now this entire thing is before the Supreme Court. But what the centre has pointed out is that Indian culture is the supreme kind of arbiter when it comes to marriage, and saying that same-sex marriage is against Indian culture. The Supreme Court, the centre, in its affidavit said that petitioners cannot claim the right to same-sex marriage even after the decriminalization of homosexuality, which took place in 2018. Let's get to our guests. I'm joined by Ashutosh Srivastav. He's a lawyer of the Supreme Court. Ashutosh, decode the kind of legal parameters surrounding this entire push for same-sex marriage. What the Supreme Court ruled in 2022 when it said that such non-traditional manifestations of families are equally deserving of benefits under various social welfare legislation. Do we see the legal cobblestones, if you will, have been set in place for same-sex marriage?
As we know that Supreme Court has not yet decided this issue, and this is pending, and let's see, the matter is pending for tomorrow for further hearings. So far as, the Supreme Court had struck down, Section 377 of IPC earlier and said that the same gender people can have the relationship, sexual relationship, and that is not at all a punishable offense at present. However, so far as marriage is concerned between the same gender, that is concerned, so that is pending. And, the affidavit which has been filed by the central government, when it was asked by the Supreme Court to do so, it says that, the same-sex marriage is, should not be promoted. And it has cited so many grounds for the same. And one of it is like as we see the cultural and traditions of our country. And also, I would say that there are scientific research where the children, their growth is concerned. It is said that opposite sex couple can, protect and can take care of the children in a better way. And not only in India, it has been discussed in many other countries. And we know that many of the countries like China and Russia, they have also advocated against this same-sex marriage. So it is a concept which I think, a very debatable thing, and Supreme Court will have to see both the sides and the consequence of allowing or disallowing such kind of same-sex marriage, and so far as other laws are concerned. So if it allows, then there will be a lot of impact on the other laws like inheritance of properties, then so many other laws like Domestic Violence Act, and many other laws are there which will have its impact if it is allowed. So I mean, at present we cannot say that the Supreme Court has paved any way for such passing of the act, or making some changes in the existing laws. So far as at present it is unlawful, we'll have to see in what direction it goes and what is the public opinion. That will also matter for issues like this when any matter is pending before any court.
Right, but at the same time, Ashutosh, it's about how you see marriage from a legal standpoint. Now, as per the center's affidavit, it seems that they're trying to create the argument that marriage is meant for procreation between a biological man and a biological woman and the creation of a family as per Indian values. But at the same time, marriage is also seen as a social contract between two consenting adults. So, where is the legality pointing towards when it comes to that debate between those two definitions?
See, there are personal laws pertaining to different religions. So far as Hindus are concerned, there is a Hindu Marriage Act. Section 5 of the Act defines, the conditions for a legal marriage, which says that there should be a biological husband, a biological woman as a wife, and the children. So here, if the same-sex marriage is allowed, then what happens to the children? There will be adoption of the children, about their upbringing, about the values. See, different countries may have different opinions, and their traditions and their customs may be different, so far as our country is concerned. So all these aspects together, have to be taken into consideration so that, even if suppose in the same sex also there are, the degrees of prohibited relationship. So even if it is if it is opposite sex, so it is not that anybody can marry anybody. There are restricted relationships also. Mm-hmm. So all these aspects have to be seen into light while deciding such kind of a serious issue. So let's see how it goes in the court further.
Right, Ashutosh, and beyond the stigma, and let's face it, there is that stigma that goes against same-sex couples. Is there any evidence to back up the fact that same-sex couples cannot bring up children? They they are hampering when it comes to child rearing, because beyond the realm of the stigma, beyond the realm of making, let's say, a political point that same-sex couples cannot raise children, is there any evidence backing that stand from the other side?
There are certain scientific research which were conducted by some of the countries while deciding such a crucial issue. And these research, if you see, they also say the same, that opposite sex couple, they can raise the children in a better way. So I am not backing or anything, but this is the research which says like that. But it doesn't mean that the same kind of scientific research will be applicable to every country. But I mean the moral, the dignity, the decency, and the comfort level of people, whether recognizing, not recognizing such kind of same-sex marriage, has to be considered by the court, and also considering the future aspect as to what kind of children and how they will be taken care of, and what will be the scenario of the country when all these children are raised up, in the country in future. So I think the court will be very serious to take a step in such kind of a crucial matter, and this will have impact for a long term for our country. So this is what I feel. The court will apply its mind and will take everything into consideration, including the scientific research and the legal aspect and the constitutional rights and the different personal laws of different religions, and their also views and opinions, which will be considered by the court while making any further decision.